Data projects are hard.
Right.
And it's hard because people just they're not set up for it. They're just
Right.
not set up for it. It's hard. But we can, there are other cases like I had a client I work with, Swoop.
Yeah.
Within 2 weeks we had revenue up 11%.
Yeah.
They'd worked for a year trying to build a system, couldn't get it to work, brought a Harvard mathematician. I came in and worked with the founder, who was a programmer. Within 3 months, 2 weeks, we had revenue up 11%. Within a month, we had revenue up 30%. Revenue,
Wow.
direct revenue, right?
Yeah.
Because we implemented things correctly. We implemented something. So, you have to, it helps because typically you need someone who can cut through the fat in the organization
Yeah.
and get people to do what they need to do.
Yeah.
And
So you.
that's where you have a CTO, or you have a founder, or you have a guy who's U.S. Special Forces, guys who can do that, who can go and crack. Now there are other places like BlackRock, and
Yep.
they're very well organized, right? There's no problem at BlackRock, right?
Yeah.
The data was there. There was a data guy. You work with him. He gives you the data, and we put models in production.
Yeah.
That was no problem, right? That's just smooth as butter.
Yeah. It's like a
So
straight path,
different.
straight road. Yeah.
No, they're trading orders. That's all they do all day is trade. So they know where their data is. They know how to get it. That was not a problem. There are other issues, but that was not for the data. So the other companies, they're very well organized, and if you're well organized and you've done similar things, you can do very well.
Yeah. So it's kind of like it almost seems like you're almost like a private investigator, or detective. You pull out your magnifying glass. You got to
Yes.
cut through the fat and go through each different
Well,
department and figure out who's hiding it, or maybe they're not hiding. They just don't know where it is. It's just
no,
that
no, no, no. Although
or help.
sometimes
Yeah.
they're hiding it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're hiding it, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes they do. They do. I hate to say it. There's some people who are dishonest.
Yeah.
But look, as a consultant, frequently you're like a doctor. You
Yeah.
see a lot of sick patients, right? I don't see a lot of healthy patients,
Right.
right? Because they don't come to you. If they already know what they're doing, they're not going to come to you,
Yeah.
right?
Call you on
BlackRock
the
is different
problem.
because
Yeah. They call you on
yeah,
the
so
problem. Yeah.
yeah, so that's why they come to you. If you have a problem, if everything's going well, you don't need me. I'm happy to help you. But BlackRock was different because they were looking for algorithms to predict the market. So their problem was not a data issue. They just needed like some fresh ideas. Because I have a quant physics background, so they wanted fresh ideas in quantum physics. Because they hadn't thought of. The thing about trading in the markets is you need fresh ideas all the time
Yeah.
because things get stale.
Yeah.
So that was a different operation. That was one, you're just working with, you're trying to bring the machine learning and AI technology into the company. They want to understand how to use it. They're pretty good at everything else. They've just
Yeah.
never done this specific thing. And if they've never done this specific thing, then you work with guys who are experts in data or finance and genius level quants and finance professors, and that's a different kind of thing, right? You're trying to bring the technology in. You already have a really good technology company. You just
Yeah.
don't do this specific thing. And I think with Gen AI, there's a lot of that where there are probably a lot of companies who are very good at what they do,
Yep.
but they've never done Gen AI, right?
Yeah.
So they want to, and that's totally new. That's a
Yeah.
totally new thing. So there's that as well. So that's so it's just a matter of how do you have to start with where someone is, right?
Yeah.
You start where they are and you try to help them out as best you can.
Yeah, with Gen AI, it's like a lot of these new concept in AI and machine learning. A lot of the companies don't even know that that's an option. So you kind of have to go in and sort of educate them, educate their team, help them understand what the value proposition is, and then and go from there. Because they're coming to you with to offer a solution, and that's where your job comes in, and you can explain it to them. Basically, sounds
Well,
like.
you have to build something,
Yeah.
right? You come in to build something and you try to work with their team. You try to work with their team to build it. That's what you're trying to do, and you try to explain to them what's going on,